Hey, it's Chris Bowling.
Chris Fire, what's up, CB?
What's happening? So, this is an important month. This is
It
Diabetic
is.
Awareness Month, correct?
It is.
And
A great
and
follow-up to our just blowout candy eating discussion last week.
yeah,
But like we didn't plan that until we
we
decided to
did.
record these.
So
So
we're probably all pre-diabetic right now because we've
yes.
inhaled way too many Snickers for me, you a bunch of candy like you were 12.
Yep, absolutely. But I think,
So,
I mean, I know this is Diabetic Awareness Month. I mean, we've got, it's a big thing for our family. We've got some family members that are type 1 that have dealt with that since
mm,
childhood and you really had some struggles with that. And I think certainly as we see with our clients too, there's a ton of costs from the medical side that are happening on our plans, both for diabetic, pre-diabetic, not just related to the drugs, but just medical spend itself.
yeah.
I think it's an important thing to think through because we've got a lot of clients asking for how do we reverse these type 2 or pre-diabetics that are going to continue to cost our plan significantly.
Yeah, the latest stat I came across, and this came from a actuarial firm. So I was trying to get some data for one of our clients.
Yeah.
The average diabetic costs $7,923 a year.
Wow.
And that's medical claims and pharmacy claims.
Wow.
And they said it's gone up 50% in the last 7 years because of our favorite topic, GLP-1s.
Yep. Absolutely.
And
Well, it's interesting too because I think so often we're talking about we see the claim spend for diabetic care and we say okay there's this high cost which you said about 8 grand a year. But then it's like starting to dissect that and figure out if we can get somebody to reverse type 2, what does that look like, and start tracking that population. I think that's where we finally see justification to a CFO or to a business owner to say,
yeah,
let's put a program in place. And we're finding those say we can buy this better. I just saw yesterday Costco is going to start doing GLP-1 direct sales for about $500 a month.
wow.
So
See,
Ozempic and
that's starting to make
Manjaro,
sense.
like, yep. And
Starting
it's
to make
like,
sense at that price.
but then you look at that and say, if I can have an employee go there directly to get it for $500, why is the health plan paying 1,200?
Well, this is the whole
This is
pharmacy
healthcare.
scam, right?
Yeah, this is healthcare. But I think through that too. I mean, it's certainly this is a month to work on education. This is a
Yep.
month to understand what your population is doing. Really start to look at claims, and then figure out if we were to reverse some of these conditions or we improve these conditions, what's our claim spend going to be? And we spend a lot of time digging into that data with our clients.
Yeah, it's almost like probably 8 years ago there was a big push on this, right?
Yeah,
There was a company called Verta, still is a company called Verta, but they were
yeah,
probably the first ones to really start advertising reversing type 2 diabetics. And there was a big push for a few years, and then it just kind of died down.
yeah,
But now that push is coming back. And I think again, I hate to pick on GLP-1s, but when you look at your top 20 high cost drugs, and 10 of the
yeah,
20 are Mounjaro, Ozempic, Jardiance,
yeah, yeah,
everyone's starting to say we got to refocus on how do we help our participants become more
yeah,
aware and what are some lifestyle changes that they can make
yeah.
to reverse
When you
this.
talk about the medical costs, I mean, think through, all of the side effects that your body is going through if you're not
Ooh,
keeping blood sugar in line. I mean, you'll see over time, you'll end up potentially with an open heart surgery because of your arteries being
right.
clogged. You're going to deal with, potential amputations, all of these things that are the after effects of something that's happening today. And I think even as we said, not just the diabetic here, but figuring out who is pre-diabetic and starting
Yeah,
to zero in on that is something that we've started to uncover as well, because that's been harder to do. It's not exactly a medical code that exists,
right.
but figuring out how do we get that person away from the potential future cost that is going to escalate. I think that's an important thing.
Yeah, I follow this guy. He's a freak athlete, and he actually wears a glucose monitor
Yeah.
to determine because he wants his insulin to stay
Yep.
consistent. And he did a whole episode if he ate this, if he drank this, what was
Yep.
happening throughout the day. And he was
Yeah.
like, he goes, things that I thought were healthy or
Yeah.
things that I thought I could get away with because I went for a jog, because I did a workout.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But I
Yeah.
mean, he worked for a month and he came out of that experiment just talking about all these things that are impacting his health, and he's
Yep.
a freak athlete. I mean, the guy's
Yep.
shredded.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those just direct to consumer programs. You spend a couple $100 a month to get the CGM,
yeah.
and you buy the app that tracks all of that. But it's exactly that. This is what I ate. This is what happened. To figure out can keep it more in line. So I think some more technology coming, but great topic. I know we'll have a few more
Love
things
it.
to discuss this month.
Sounds great. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks,
All right,
CB.
bye-bye.